Welcome to the Beauty and Violence podcast. If you're tuned in for the first time, make sure to subscribe to our channel and also follow our Instagram, where we talk about all the craziness that goes on in MMA, UFC, sometimes boxing, if there's a good enough fight. So let's get into it. What was between the Kevin Holland fight, what did you guys think about that? Like, what stood out to you? What was the story of that fight?
Man. Damn, disappointment. Loads of disappointment. And not so much as in like, it's more because it felt like he stopped trying. You know, it felt like his coach is trying to give him advice and he keeps talking over his coach and telling his coach, he's like, I'm hearing you, I'm trying, you know, this and like he was talking to his coach saying in public he gave up. Like, he's like, I got nothing for this guy. I got nothing. So I'm just going to go in there and keep talking shit, which is fine. I mean, you're talking shit is cool, but it's like, I think he did have something for Brunson. He had plenty. His stand-up is incredible, and he can play the reach game. He could keep space between them. He can sidestep. He had so many opportunities to not get in that clinch. And it seemed like a lot of the time that he was going in the clinch. It wasn't Brunson bringing him in. It looked like he kept grabbing Brunson. I'm just like, why do you keep doing this? I don't understand. Just like with the Conejo fight. Why do you keep doing? Why do you keep letting this person do that? It was just weird, but just loads of disappointment. I mean, yeah, I think he'll be back stronger, hopefully.
So I didn't know that I didn't know that he was having that kind of dialogue in his corner. So knowing that's pretty disturbing because that means that like he gave up even before like true adversity like came to him. And I feel like he's already faced more adversity than that in the UFC. Like coming in on 2 days notice against Thiago Santos, who's way scarier than Brunson, and actually having a decent showing against Thiago Santos. So that's disappointing to me. Here's the thing about Kevin Holland. The same reason why people love him, why we love him, is the same reason why we can also like hate him. Because the thing is, I was just talking to Jim about Israel and Holland, like the difference between the two. Like Israel is like a black. It's like he's like a black Bruce Lee with his like philosophy, like the way he sees fighting, right? You know, undersized guy, gonna show. You know, he's all about the purists. But Kevin Holland is like an undisciplined, like he's like an undisciplined like black Bruce Lee. Like he has all those skills. He has crazy skills. He has crazy like potential. Like he doesn't give a fuck. He's very loose. Like he's very loose. You know, just based on the fact that he doesn't have that much discipline. Also, kind of like a Tony Ferguson. But then Israel is very loose based on the discipline he's developed. You understand what I'm saying? Like Israel has this crazy discipline where had this crazy discipline up front. Like he did all the work up front, and then he's just really loose. Kevin Holland just, you know, he's kind of like a Ferguson in the sense like he just I don't know, just lets it fly.
I think I can understand what you're saying. I think you're trying to say like, Izzy understands not to bring all that extra character into the fight because he's in there to win. He's in there to be great. And, you know, Kevin Holland has like a kid mentality about it. He's bringing it in with him, you know? Granted, the verbal warfare, like we spoke about before, he's the first to really bring verbal warfare in the fight, you know? That's how he beat Jacare, you know? Like, it was amazing. But now so he almost talked himself out of the fight. Like he was talking so much almost to forget he was in there because he knew he was going to lose. It's a creepy concept.
You know, overall, I think that he has to find some kind of balance, you know, meaning the whole fun stuff is cool, but you also have to realize when you're competing at this level with great people like that and great wrestlers, you have to take it more seriously. And personally, I feel like a part of what we saw is pretty poor preparation. Like, I'm not sure what the game plan was, you know, previously to get into the fight by his coaches, knowing that you're fighting a wrestler, we all knew Bronson's game plan. We all knew that that's it was his primary weapon to use to dominate Kevin Holland. So I'm not sure what the game plan was prior because it seemed like he had really no answers at all for the takedowns. Now, some of them were good timing on Bronson's part, but some of them it felt like, dude, like you have no answer at all for this position at all. Like, did you drill this? Knowing you're gonna fight Bronson. So I was very disappointed. And Dana White is probably, man, he's probably fuming right now. Like, what the fuck was that? Now
He's on a 30% mindset right now. He's
but at the same time, we saw how dangerous he was in the striking. We saw Bronson afraid to stand up with him in the first few rounds. We saw how much he clipped and hurt Bronson early on, twice actually. So he has so much potential, man. It's just a matter of finding that balance. And hopefully he finds it soon because this loss for him broke a huge stream of momentum, so very disappointed.
Agreed.
Is it possible that the moment was already too big for him by
Possibly.
the time he got there? Because my thing is he's been fighting these guys out of the top 10 for most of the time. And his whole thing is just about being active. He never really cared about fighting for the title. It seems like he almost wants to just fight for fun because he just enjoys fighting. But I don't know if he wants to fight for greatness. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure that's his goal at the moment because he shies away from the idea of the title fight because he's talking about going down to welterweight. He shies away from 5-round fights. Like, it seems like, you know what I'm saying? So it seems like he kind of just enjoys doing it just to do it. Kind of like a Cowboy. Cowboy never really cared that much about a title fight. He was more about being really active and fighting. He just loved fighting. He just loved getting down. So I think, I don't know, I think it's possible, even for someone who talks as much smack as he does, that moment was pretty big for him.
I'm going to agree to disagree. I think in the beginning, the lead up to this fight, I think he has, in the beginning, you're right, 100%. I felt like he was kind of like on a Cowboy tip. He was just like, I'm just enjoying the hell out of this. I want to fight every 2 weeks. Cool. But I think this year I think he did have a different mentality. Where I think the switch up happened, honestly, is in the first round when he slipped. And then Derek Brunson was able to get that top position, that full top position. I think that messed up his head completely because he was not expecting to be on his back that soon. And I ruptured the game plan that he had because he looked fantastic on his feet. And I think that just completely just brought him to a low. And he didn't comprehend how to climb back up. He just was talking too much in the cage, which I enjoy the talking, but there's a time and place for it. And then he was talking too much when his coaches were trying to talk to him. It was just a lot of talking. I think he just kind of, I think he lost confidence in himself after that slip and after he realized Derek Brunson's top game is real. And he did not want to go back down there. And when he did go back down there, I think he already lost the fight in his mind at that point.
So 2 things were weird to me. One was the fact that he didn't kick off. He didn't just kick off or ever try to back up and back himself up into the cage. So he could have easily kicked off. He was so content to have him in his guard and have that. What do you call that? The
body lock.
Body lock. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the leg lock, right?
It's a body lock. You're talking about
body lock.
When you hold the body with your legs, right?
Exactly.
Body triangle.
Yeah, body lock.
Yeah, exactly. So he was so content to have that, and never once he just try to push off with his legs. And then the other thing was, he's usually more calculated with. I mean, he's loose, but he usually pulls back after he throws a really good, really strong right hand. He usually retracts pretty quickly. You know what I'm saying? He was overcommitting like crazy. I don't really see him fight like that lately, where he overcommits.
Agreed.
and then feeds his hips right to Derek Brunson. So I thought those 2 things were really weird. He was just completely out of character. And then also the talking was extra. You got to notice when certain people have these moments where they just go overboard. Conor went overboard with Khabib because he might have felt intimidated low key. Ronda Rousey went overboard in the press conference with Holly Holm, and she got her head kicked into orbit. She might have felt like that was the first legit threat to her. So I think Kevin Holland, this was like one of the first times like he felt I don't know, either the pressure of the moment or like he may have felt that Brunson was a legit threat. And then he's talking to Khabib. And when I'm talking about the extra talking, he's talking to Khabib and doing all this other nonsense. I don't know. It was funny. It was funny, but it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny after a certain point. Like after a certain point, it was just like, come on, son, you're a clown. Like you're heading into like Manil Cop territory where he was twerking. That first fight.
Yes.
You know what though? Honestly, saying that it was the moment, I can see that because sometimes when you're brought up to be, sometimes the pressure of the hype and the momentum, if you aren't ready for it, sometimes it can get into your own head. So sometimes you can kind of become like a caricature of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like the talking and everything kind of reminded me of that. Like he was overdoing everything. It was too much. It was way too much. And Bronson, and I believe that Bronson, man, like I said, the last round, I didn't bother to watch the last round because I was so frustrated by the talking while he was losing and getting dominated. I'm like, you know what, it's pissed me off so much. Like I can't watch this no more.
I saw you right in the chat. He takes him down one more time, turning himself.
Because think about it, like, listen, if dude is taking you down, then why are you still overcommitting? Why are you doing certain kicks? Why are you being so wild, knowing that he's going to grab you, and wrestle you to the ground? Now, it was pretty cool to see him take down Bronson for the first time in his career, I believe, right? First time Bronson's been taken down, I believe.
I don't know. I really don't know that far.
So to see that was cool, and now you're celebrating. Yeah, I got one. Dude, you lost every freaking round. What are you celebrating? Man, and you could tell, like, even Dana White was like amused by the talking in round 1 and 2. Round 3, he was red. He was ready to fire him on the spot.
Yeah. He was like, this is what I was afraid of in the Contender Series. This is why I didn't want to sign your ass. That's what he was saying in his mind.
Those were
I wanted to expand on a couple of things. Go ahead.
All right, real quick. That gave me Mike Jackson vibes. Like Mike Jackson when he fought CM Punk, and he wasn't looking, and he would just throw strikes like while he was grounded. It was like that kind of stupid shit. But anyway, yeah, go ahead, John.
No, just a couple of things y'all both said. I just wanted to expand on, like you mentioned when he was talking to Khabib, how we did enjoy it. It was at the time, it was perfect because it was early in the fight, whatever. But just like talking, banter, all that stuff is cool when you're winning. Like Paulo Costa and Izzy, you saw, stop doing it when you're losing. You look stupid, bro. Like you look stupid. Granted, it was entertaining to the end. He was funny, yeah. But it was also concerning because this is like a fucking real sport. You get hurt in this. And you're just talking and talking and talking. And it's just kind of disconcerting for the future of him, because there's nothing but animals ahead of these dudes. If Derek Brunson, who's getting smacked around by the top 10, did that to you, you got a problem going forward, brother. You really got a problem. And so that was one. You had mentioned like hips, and that was a big thing too, because he was lunging left and right, weaving, and he kept moving his head back and pushing his hips forward every time he's trying to avoid a punch, opening for Brunson to take him down over and over. I don't understand how his corner didn't tell him this. It's kind of like obvious right there. That's an easy tell. He's going to throw that overhand because he knows you're going to do this and go change levels immediately right after. He did that over and over again. And it's little things like that. Like you mentioned earlier, Jim, with like it seemed like a lot of them, some of these takedowns were his fault with the clinching, getting too close and all these things like that. And I want to bring light to his bottom game though. Like he's pretty damn good off his back, man. Because Derek Brunson in reality should have finished that. But he was so good at blocking everything, this and that. You're right. Yeah. He should have kicked off. He had so many opportunities. Another opportunity I kept screaming last night, which I saw, he kept doing this thing where he's lifting his legs really, really, really high. I'm like, why isn't he grabbing his leg? He's so flexible. He could have grabbed his leg and pushed off. and really flipped that around and got top, or at least got out of it. He missed a major opportunity there. These are like the small little things that you expect in the corner for these guys to be highlighted. He's like immediately he should have told you, you see what you do with your legs there? This and that. Like these are the small things in the corner that you need. You know, like you need motivation and you need small corrections. Everything else is obvious shit, you know, but these are the things the corner needs to. So like people like Trevor Whitman with the jab with Usman, how he just reminded him, how'd you become champion with that jab? And you saw how you came out the next round and bodied Burns. It was just, it's little things like that. I don't know, man. Him and his team need to realize their mistakes because they have a star and they have a potential future of MMA in that kid. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Kevin Holland has everything you need to be the face of this sport. Everything.
Yeah.
He just needs to see that in himself.
I agree. And you know, last thing, he had him hurt.
He did.
And he was still fighting with terrible IQ, even when he had him hurt. You know, like he engaged with him. He engaged in the clinch. He got, you know, he overcommitted. All you got to do is like back up for a second and then tag him again. Yeah, so like at that point, because he was like on skates at that point. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but like you said, you got some work to do.
I think they'll do it. I think this. I'm afraid to say it just because, you know, we're not in the fight community. We're not pro athletes, so it's hard when you try to make assumptions like that. But I'll just say I think this is the moment in your career where you have to look at your team and realize, am I on the right team?
Yeah.
Because I did not like that cornering at all. I didn't like it. The
problem. Okay, here's the thing. You need a strong leader, right? A strong leader is like someone that an athlete is gonna follow, and obviously he doesn't have the kind of respect for those coaches that he would need to have, you know. Because look at Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis is someone who's generally pretty undisciplined. Like this dude had like a 12-ounce steak like
Agreed.
before his fight with Travis Brown, but you can tell when he's in the fight, like he's serious. You could tell he's serious, no matter what it is, no matter what he says in his post-fight interview. His balls is hot, whatever. You know, he's disciplined when he gets in there, and you know he understands that his night can end like at any point. So he understands kill or be killed, you know. So that guy needs
On the topic. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I was gonna say as far as the coaches go, I think a part of it too is that Kevin Holland kind of became famous last year, including the coaches too. Like he was on Joe Rogan with his coach, so maybe they kind of took a back seat. Like, okay, you know, he's a superstar now, so we don't want to mess with that. You know what I mean? So like the coaching kind of took a back seat as well. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? Put him out there, and whatever he does, you know, we believe in him, kind of thing. You know.
On the topic of cornering, I need to bring highlight to one of my performances of the night, which was James Krause in the corner of what's his name, Grant Dawson.
Yeah.
Did you hear that speech he gave him between those rounds? Did you listen to it? Did you catch it?
I don't think I heard that speech, but
there's a reason why Grant Dawson came out the way he did in that round, bro. You have to hear it. I mean, what James Krause did in that corner is exactly what Kevin Holland needed. Like he was saying, "Look at me, motherfucker!" Like he looked at him in the face and said that. And then, I mean, he was telling him exactly what he needed to hear. I mean, it was power over your fighter, with not power in a bad way. You know, like the respect has to be there. You know, you're the fighter, you're in there. But when I go to my corner, I have you in my corner for a reason. It's because I respect you. Yep. And I know you're going to see things that I'm not seeing in there that I need to hear, or see things that in me that I'm not seeing at that moment. Because like I said, it's either motivation or small corrections or sometimes both. At that moment, Grant Dawson needed that motivation. And he was like James Krause was pissed, bro. And it was just like, I mean, go back and look at that cornering, bro. It was incredible.
Honestly, though, James Krause has done this a few times actually this year.
Yes.
James Krause has actually turning out to be one of the best coaches.
100%.
So
100%.
I didn't expect that, but it's pleasant to see. Like, wow.
Yeah, he's almost a better coach. I think that's more of his calling right now at this moment, actually, than fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because what division is he in? He's in welterweight.
Walter, I think.
Yeah, I mean, really, like
But-
coaching.
But
like he'll be able to compete in
Yeah.
welterweight, but he's not. He won't sniff. In my opinion, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to say it, but out of respect. But
out of respect, you gotta look down. Like, out of respect, we don't want to say what I want to say.
yeah, but he's a great coach. Because he's like a motivational speaker, and he gives technical advice.
Yeah.
So that's a good combination.
And he knows how to gain the focus of his fighter, that keen focus of it. I mean, go back today and watch it, Rose. I'm telling you.
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. So who are you guys most impressed by last night?
I'll start, and I'll speak for everybody. I'm pretty sure we both have like two choices, but come on now, Adrian Yanez,
The man of the night. The man of the night.
Oh my God, man!
Like,
The man of
Baby
the night.
Jorge.
listen, man. I started out boxing in high school, so I boxed and actually competed. Not like Golden Gloves, but I boxed locally and competed in certain small tournaments, whatever. So it's always great for me to see someone from that kind of background do that well, and like to see the art of the speed and the counters, and to see how it's a beautiful art when it's done right. When you see it like that, man. Even though it was a very smart chess match, it was a very technical, this art fight, and the way he counters, the speed, the precision, the calmness. That is great to see, man. This dude is becoming one of my favorite fighters already. So he's a problem. This dude's a problem for anybody who's going to fight. Imagine he keeps the same kind of streak going, the same kind of calmness and everything. And we saw him finish a guy with a head kick. So we know that he's kind of well-rounded with his strikes. You know what I mean? So we aren't sure really about his wrestling. Hopefully that's up to par, or at least his takedown defense. But, man, this dude is impressive, man.
Yo, that guy he was fighting, if I'm not mistaken, that guy is a jiu-jitsu black belt, right? The guy he was fighting. I know they mentioned his jiu-jitsu pedigree like at some point in the fight. That's what he's most known for. But anyway, yo, baby Jorge.
He's a brown belt.
He's a brown belt. Okay. So listen, man, I'm gonna call him baby Jorge from now on, because he has a very similar footwork. He has very similar his composure. He never gets too greedy. That's his best. I think that's like his best attribute. He never gets too greedy. Like, he lights you up and then he takes a step back.
Yeah.
And he calculates. There's very few fighters in the UFC to me who really understand that well.
Especially who are new to the UFC. Like, he's
who
young.
are new.
He
never gets too greedy. And his hand speed is blinding. Like, if you're looking at it in real time, you're not even sure. You're not even sure what hit the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to see it. You have to see it in slow motion. Damn, son, that was fire, man. That was dope to watch.
You took the word right out of my mouth. It was composure. I've never seen anything like that from somebody so young, and like, I mean, he's not new to the sport, obviously, but he's new to UFC. But it's just like, as you said, he comes with this lightning fast 1-2, boom, 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 and he sees you hurt and he moves in. I feel like he's a mixture of Jorge and like Conor in his prime. How Conor's base is always there, and like he doesn't thrust, he doesn't throw himself at his opponent and everything. Like, he'll hit you, and then he'll stand there wide leg looking at you and waiting for that perfect moment. Like, he has a mixture, but his punches is almost identical to Jorge, the way he hits. It's
yeah.
This kid
he looks like
terrifying.
him.
Yeah.
He looks
dead like him.
He looks like him. I mean, all the thought that Jorge getting out there, it might be his. Who knows? You never know. But man, like just like Jem said, I mean, like with any rising prospect, if you got takedown defense, we're looking at a potential future champion. Forget wrestling. He doesn't even wrestling. All he needs is takedown defense. That's all he needs.
That was bantamweight, right?
Yeah, man, scary division.
Filthy, bro.
Yeah,
filthy.
Yeah.
My cousin Mike made a good point. He was like that he should fight Sean O'Malley next.
Ooh. Oh man,
I was like, that's interesting. Woo-hoo. That's interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
Damn. No, I like it a lot.
I know that's a tough one for you, Rose. You don't want to see that. I was like, I don't know who to go for.
I want to see Sean O'Malley move past Almeida and fight someone in the top 15.
Okay.
And then I want that fight. I would want a fight like that to build more, like a fight with, like, I don't want to see him just get. I don't want to see Sean O'Malley possibly get smashed by another like up and comer, like how he ran into Cheeto Vera. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If he's gonna get smashed, I want to see him get smashed by like someone who's like ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case.
Agreed. Agreed. I don't think that's a fight they should make now because that's two stars. I'd rather them at the height they fight each other or something like that. You know, I'm just saying it was a good point he made. But I like that Giannis is calling out some. I mean, whoever he called out, I have no idea who he called out. He called some. He talked so fast I didn't even hear Manis. I think McManus, somebody named like that. But it's not like a top tier fighter. Like you could tell his mindset is I'm here for the long. I want to make my way up. And I love this kid, bro. I am so ready for his next fight already, bro. I'm ready.
Now,
Nasty. Who was the second one? You said you had a second one to mention.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do now.
Well, okay. Yeah. So in my opinion, tied to Ivasa, we are seeing a resurgence in his career. There was a point when he looked incredible when he first debuted in the UFC, and then we saw a decline. Like, man, like what's going on with this guy? Is this guy finished? The way he finished his last fight and this fight, it shows you that his hunger is back. So the way he finished this deal, he smoked this guy. He smoked him. The leg kicks, the shots, smoked him.
You saw them leg kicks?
Yeah. Like,
son,
God,
those are ham hog legs, smacking into that
ham hog legs.
Oh man, son.
Oh, and also so we skipped the co-main event, Max Payne versus who did he fight again? Kenan Song. Max Payne different, yeah.
Song Kenan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Max Payne, I wasn't expecting that out of him, man. He looked fantastic. And I like Max Griffin a lot. I like him a lot. He's been a little inconsistent, but I like him a lot. Another one with super potential. I don't know about championship potential, but he's up there, you know?
Yeah, like he could definitely he can mix it up with the lower talent, like I would say like the Jeff Neals and I feel like Jeff Neal will smoke him, but he can hang in that area. You know what I'm saying? Like the Jeff Neals, Bilal Muhammad, what's his name? That guy that's fighting Woodley. Tyron Woodley.
No,
the
guy
that's fighting Woodley.
Vicente Luque will body him. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Vicente Luque is an assassin. All right, be careful. Be careful with that guy. I think he's throwing cocaine in their eyes or something during the fight. I don't know, but he's scary.
I think the Jeff Neal call out was I mean that was pretty risky, but I mean if you're not in here to take risks, then
very smart. I think he truly believes, and I think it'll be a super competitive fight. I think Jeff Neal should not take that man like me. Jeff Neal should win that fight. I'm not saying he should, but Max Payne can absolutely win that fight.
Max Payne should fight Ponzinibbio next.
Oh man, Ponzinibbio, man, my heart. That was my guy.
or Neil Magny. Actually, that's more. Actually, that's more of the area. I think that's more of the area. He'd be competitive.
That's a good call. I like that. I like that a lot. I like both of those. Either one, you know. Because Max Payne can't ask for too much right now. He just needs to keep it pushing. If he could get 3 solid performances against names, then he could stand there and call out a top 10 if he wanted. But He's got to get some consistent, solid performances on his belt. And I think he's on his way. I think he got his chance. He looked good, man. He looked real good.
And he seems to be like coming into like his personality more. Like he seems to be embracing the whole Max Payne thing, and I guess the more fun side of himself, because like he took a nap on the octagon after like he knocked out, what's his name? Like the dude is out cold. Like no one knows what's the status of his health, and he's just laying down on the octagon taking a nap.
You hear Michael Bisping say, "Song is flat on his face right now." You hear him say it.
Now,
and Max, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, that also shows you how exciting the UFC is, because it's like every week now we're seeing some kind of person come up out of nowhere. Every week you don't know what to expect anymore. You don't know what is what anymore. It's so exciting because like there was a time in UFC when there were clear contenders in the divisions, like people who were just levels ahead. Now it's like up and down and whack-a-mole is all over the place, which makes it so exciting. You know, this is a great time to be a fan of the UFC.
It's the year of the prospects. That's what this is right now.
Yeah.
Like we're still getting excited for names, you know, Jorge Masvidal, Usman. We're still getting excited, Izzy and them. But it's the prospects that'll have us like, what in the fuck, bro? This is crazy.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I
was talking to Jim about how exciting it is to be an MMA fan. Like because like with other sports, like there's still a limit to how much you can like look forward to that sport, because like the difference with MMA is that like you get to see like different, you're getting to see an individual sport that's for all the marbles, and then you're seeing that almost every week, and it's like multiple, so you get that time to build anticipation for those fights, and then you're seeing multiple of those in one night. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're seeing and then you're seeing at the highest level than it's ever been. So as an MMA fan, there's something to always be excited about. Like even if like every other area of your life is in fucking shambles, there's a card that can neutralize you in some way. Every Saturday. There's a card that can neutralize you. You know what I'm saying? Like that just brings you back to some kind of balance. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree.
So that's amazing, man. That
it's like
being
living
said,
back in Rome, and we're going to the Colosseum to see gladiators, except they're not slaves and they're getting paid. But either way, it's amazing. It's like they're throwing bread at us, like "fuck, I'm hungry, bring it, let's go." It's amazing. It's like you guys say, "What a time to be alive! What a time to be alive!"
Excellent reference, by the way. Okay, so that being said, what fight?
Wait. We're still talking about our performances, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, performances you were most impressed by.
I wanted to give my man Trevin Giles some love, man.
Okay.
That was a hard fight he fought, man. That Dolce is no slouch. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I had no idea Dolce was fighting. I'm on the couch and we're doing a lot of different things, you know, whatever. And I said, "Is that Dolce?" And they put his name on. I said, "Holy crap!" And then I saw he's fighting Trevin Giles. I said, "Everybody, shut the hell up!" I was zoned in, you know. And I Dolce had that first round, and then Trevin Giles showed him what it means to just go the distance. And it was a good fight, good performance. Trevin Giles, he's got some grit to him, man.
Yeah.
I want to give my man his props, yo.
So here's the thing, right? Like a lot of fighters, you'll see these fighters who want to like embrace being able to like embrace having a good chin and being able to take a good shot. What's the guy's name? Dolce?
Dolce, yeah.
Dolce. You can see, and that's all good, you know, in the first round, you know, you take a couple of cracks and then you show that you can take it and wear it well. But like when your face starts looking like taco meat, it's not the same anymore, right? Like you could see the body language start to change. You could see like he wasn't so happy to take that shot anymore. So it shows you that, you know, you gotta have that discipline. This thing has to stop where fighters are thinking that, you know, they could just take these shots and smile and everything's gonna be all good. It's not. It's not a movie. You understand what I'm saying? Like your
Yeah.
face is getting broken.
But now the problem is that there's a lot of pressure because of people like Dana White, and also a pressure because of most casual fans want to see blood and want to see, oh man, like a fight. But the reality is martial arts, especially combat. I mean, whenever I'm fighting, like I'm not trying to prove that I'm the toughest guy. I'm not, but I can light you up and not get hit and be elusive. That should
Right.
be the goal. You know what I mean? And this is why you're right. Like a lot of fighters have to realize, not only is your career on the line, but your brain, as far as how you take care of your family, it's all being affected. If you keep getting into these crazy wars and have this overly machismo mentality of, take one and give one, all this stuff. Like this is a new advanced age where you have to be able to be more, smart and calculated and defensive.
100%.
Right, because there's definitely fighters that we love who don't take that kind of damage.
Yeah.
Like unnecessary damage. Israel
Yanez.
being the number
Yeah.
one example. Yanez. You know what I'm saying? Like
Like
So,
he gets hit, but he doesn't like stay there and like, you know what? Oh, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. He gets hit, but he's like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? You said it, yeah.
Here's a double-edged sword with that though. If you especially at the top, if you're the type of fighter that's not taking damage, most of the time that means that you're kind of a boring fighter. Like George St. Pierre had that stigma about it. George St. Pierre during his reign, everybody knows he's top 3, one of the greatest fighters that ever graced the octagon. If you weren't there for his reign, I apologize. I'm sorry you missed it. It was amazing. But he barely took damage. Yeah. But because he was like what they call a wrestle fucker. He was just like, he just wrestled you kind of. And then he's not even a wrestler. That's the crazy shit. He has a wrestling background. But he was so good at body control. Granted, his striking developed out. He struck a lot more, but he didn't do it with the likes of people like Nick Diaz and nothing like that, or Carlos Condit. No, he didn't. Yeah. But he had a stigma for being kind of boring, but he still sold pay-per-views for the company. So it was like everybody wants to see greatness, boring or not. Floyd Mayweather sells the most out of anybody and he's the most boring fighter out there. Yeah. But it's because you either want to see greatness or you want to see greatness be topless. That's just what it is. So, that's the problem with not taking damage is that most of the time it's going to cause you to not maybe be a marketing pony. Like you're not going to make money for the company in a sense. Now, Izzy's is the rare gem where he doesn't take damage and he's still fucking entertaining as fuck. It's amazing.
Yeah. To be clear, I'm more than happy to see fighters get their faces broken. Just to be clear, all I was saying was that guy was enjoying it a little too much. God. You know what I'm saying? Like he you know what I'm saying? You take a couple of cracks, okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, he got to a point where his face was like. Where his face looked like it was like melting before he realized that I shouldn't be taking any more damage. Now you get it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. But listen, but that it's not my face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to make it clear. I don't give up. I just want to make sure. That was funny. That's a clip.
Nah, it is. Now, what fights are you guys looking most forward to? Like what's the one? No. You know what? What's the one? This is gonna be a hard one. So each of us will give our one matchup that we're most excited about. So damn, man. I'll start on this one. For me personally, it's my man Sandman versus and TJ Dillashaw. Yeah. that's the fight that I'm most excited about. Like in the near future.
As am I, Rose. As am I. But to see your boy go down, I'm telling you right now.
Listen, man, I told you, like he can have all the EPO he wants. He can have all the EPO he wants. He can have Lance Armstrong in his corner. I think Sandman is gonna take him out.
I'm curious to see how the fight's gonna play out.
He's gonna put him in the sandbox. My bad. Go ahead.
Honestly, for me, it's Francis versus Stipe, and to be completely honest, I really have no idea how the fight is going to go. But hearing people from Francis camp saying that he's a new guy and his wrestling is really good now and he's like so changed and dominant, hearing Francis, the teammate, say that makes me really curious how that fight's going to play out this time. You know what I mean? So
100%.
I'm so intrigued by this matchup.
And what makes it more intriguing is that they keep talking about how, like, oh, but Francis Ngannou has improved and blah blah blah. Has he?
We'll see.
We don't know
because
it's been the exact same Ngannou. He has about 30 seconds of octagon time since his last source.
Yeah,
it's just like there's nothing to see really. We don't know.
Yeah.
Y'all know mine already. Do I even have to say it? Yes. If y'all know me, y'all know which fight I'm most looking forward to. Let's see if y'all know me. I'm gonna let y'all both guess what y'all think my fight.
Oliveira versus Chandler.
What's your guess, Jim?
I was gonna say Jorge versus.
You already know, Papa. You already know. I don't care if he sucks Trump's wee-wee. I don't care. I'm ready for my man to come back. Crazy. Jorge Masvidal, Kamaru Usman, full training camps, 15,000 people in attendance. Talk to me, baby.
Oh yeah,
I'm ready for this, boy.
Yeah.
Are you nuts? Is there anything else to talk about? Really? Come on.
Great fight for a crowd. Yeah.
So that fight in that fight, that's the one CJ Dillashaw and Sandhagen are in that card, right?
I don't think so. They could be.
If I'm not mistaken, they're in that. I think that's part of what makes the card so exciting.
You might be right because when that's coming out, there's like a series of bomb ass main events back to back to back to back to back. That's UFC 261.
UFC 261. I believe Sandhagen is on that, and I believe also Rose.
No. Rose and Wayne Lazy and Valentina.
There's three. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So where's what about Sandhagen? Is he in the Ngannou card?
No, Sandhagen is on the card after that card. After
aren't they main event? Aren't they main event on a fight night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah, I think they're the main event on the fight night.
Here's the thing: I can't argue with any of y'all picks.
100%.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the reason why I chose the Dillashaw versus Sandhagen because I consider Dillashaw and Sandhagen to be at the highest level of mixed martial arts. Like that they because they're smaller fighters. They do everything faster. They're well versed in all areas. They're both extremely tricky and deceptive. So that's like the highest level of martial arts. And there's a crazy unknown in that. Like just we have no idea how that fight could end. It could end with a flying knee by Sandhagen. What's his name? Both of them are well versed in every area because Dillashaw is extremely tricky with the way,
Something scary can happen too, where it can be a stalemate
very scary
because they're both so solid that a lot of the times it just turns into like a Lewis and Ngannou type of deal where they don't do anything. I hope it doesn't. Good God, I hope it doesn't. Neither of them are that style of fighter, so it shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Because one thing I'll point out about Dillashaw is that Dillashaw is always willing to go into the fire at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Point, yeah.
And Sandhagen has been bringing the fire lately.
Yeah,
like he's been bringing the fire. So that's gonna be. I told Jim. I said Dillashaw is, in my opinion, the best bantamweight of all time. That being said, I think he's going to get smoked by Sandhagen. I think Sandhagen is going to put him in the sandbox.
So because I think we're both such big fans of these guys, we should both put on our social medias, right? What our followers think we should bet on for who loses that fight. What both of us should do, because I know TJ is going to win, and I know you know. We got to make a bet.
Wait, Jim. What do you think? Who do you think wins that fight?
Word, Jim.
So
in all honesty,
no. So to be completely honest, first, a lot of people said that Corey Sandhagen was giving Dillashaw that work like years ago, all the time in practice and sparring. So Dillashaw was kind of scared of him. That's what I kept hearing. But at the same time, Dillashaw, we really don't know what new tools he learned. He was gone for a while. He was already one of the best, and we don't know how much he's evolved just being out for this long.
The best, all right? The best.
Champ. So I'm pretty sure Dillashaw is crazy motivated. Like, damn, like I'm back. I'm finally here. You know, I want to show off what I've learned. I'm here to take my crown. I was never I wasn't defeated for the belt. You know, I defeated myself for the belt. So I'm still champion in my eyes. So I'm gonna show everybody what I'm made of. Corey Sandhagen is like, listen, it's time. You know, to kill the emperor. Like for everybody.
He has zero respect.
Yeah, like, that's it. So, but I'm going with Corey Sandhagen.
I knew you would.
That's a smart choice. I don't blame you. That's a smart choice.
You should be involved in this bet, Jeff.
We'll figure something out.
Be involved.
We'll see.
We'll figure something out.
I want to just point out also, even though we always hear when a fighter's been out there, like, yo, he's looked better than ever, blah, blah, blah. People that aren't even part of his camp and don't need to say it are saying, yo, this dude looks freakish. Like, he looks better than we've ever seen. Like, bro, I'm telling you, Rose, your boy's getting
I'm here. Yeah. I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all 100%. Of it. Because I'll tell you.
Even if he loses, I'll be happy because I love Corey. You know that. I just talk shit because he's your boy, but I love him.
because like what do you call it? There's another fight I'll bring up in a second, but like Corey. I mean, when Dillashaw fought with Cody, like I wasn't going for Dillashaw. Like I was going for Cody in that fight. That being said, the fight was so epic that I just appreciated the fight. Yeah. Like the fact that Dillashaw went in the pocket. This is when Cody was like fresh off of Dominic Cruz, looking like the best bantamweight like we've ever seen. He actually knocked down Dillashaw, and Dillashaw still went back into the fire and then caught him caught him first with that short hook. That was one of the best fights I've ever seen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was like 2 rounds. So
and then the rematch, he smokes him again.
Smokes him. So go ahead.
I just want to say, like, with all our picks, including the honorable mention of Chandler and Oliveira, is that all of them have a mystery aspect to it. That's what's kind of cool about our pick. With yours, it's like 2 fighters that are of the highest IQ in fighting are going at it right there. Dillashaw and Sandhagen. That's just the highest IQ in bantamweight right there, going at it. Former champion, obviously one of the GOATs in the division. And then Sandhagen, who is the potential future of the division. It's just an incredible mystery there. There's the mystery of Ngannou. Is he better? Has he been training takedown defense? Has he been training wrestling? Yeah. We know what Stipe's going to bring. We know what Stipe all about. We know Stipe has the fire, the grit, the heart to last anything Ngannou's going to bring to him. Granted, if it's a clean shot, we all know he's going to the shadow realm. But, you know, there's that mystery where Chandler Oliveira, that's a super mystery because Chandler has 1 fight in the UFC. God, and we know he's incredible. Oliveira has been smoking everybody. Yeah, and I'm so fucking happy they got that through because I was sick of Dana and this Khabib thing, man. I love the interview that Khabib did. He's like, no. Dana announced today. He's like, I retired 5-6 months ago. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? But I will say, and this is obviously biased, but I think my pick is the one because it's the mystery of Masvidal with the full training camp. Masvidal's takedown defense is incredible. We know that. So what he can do without having to cut all that weight and under quarantine and all that shit, we don't. That's it. Having the crowd involved is pretty major, especially for a man like Masvidal who feeds off that energy. I mean, there's so many different factors. That fight is so important to the future of our society as we know it, as far as sports go. It's the first thing since this bullshit happened that we're going to have a full crowd. No social distancing, people sneezing and coughing on each other, and nobody's going to fuck. This is going to be crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And I'll keep it real. There's no one who I'd want to see like finally realize a championship than Jorge. Yeah, because like his journey, like the idea of seeing him as a champion is crazy. Like, you know, coming from the streets, and baptizing people in the streets. And then having this long ass journey where he was just like he kind of had like this he had this inconsistency going on. Then he found resurgence when he went to the jungle and he came back and started starching dudes. I feel like
Keep in
this is
mind,
just
he was
this
never
is just like
getting finished.
a
Keep in mind, he
Huh?
was never getting finished during his
Yeah.
losses.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was always getting decision. Like the judge is fucking with him. A lot of split decisions too. So that's what fucked him up mentally because he's like, these guys aren't finishing me, man. And that's when he came up with the baptizing shit, which I love. But you're right.
Yeah.
You're right on everything you said, brother. Everything.
To be honest, like one of the similarities between Jorge and Leon Edwards is like both of them have been really, really solid and really great. But the casuals never really noticed how great until certain moments. So for Masvidal, the people who follow the sport know, okay, this guy is legit. It's just that he hasn't had that spark yet that's going to put him over the
Yeah.
top. Same with Leon Edwards, the people who follow the sport know how good he is, but he hasn't had that moment yet to where it's like, wow, okay. So Jorge has that moment. So now the world sees, wow, this guy is one of the best. And yeah, man, to be honest, I think that he can, and that something tells me that he's going to beat Usman. Something tells me he's going to pull it off this time. Because the way he caught Usman some clean shots the last time didn't get hurt at all, really, on a short notice
100%.
fight. So and Usman was trying his hardest. He's breathing hard. He's stumping his feet, and I'm like, man.
All while this man cut over 20
Yeah.
pounds in 5 days.
Yeah,
Under quarantine. Couldn't leave his room.
and I'm a
Do you
huge,
understand how
yeah,
stressful that is?
yeah, and like I'm a huge fan of Usman. I'm so happy that these fighters from Africa and Nigeria. I'm so happy
100%.
that they're getting the shine now. I'm happy that it's happening. But if it's anyone that I wouldn't mind seeing Usman lose to, it's Jorge.
That's the tough part for me is that I adore Kamaru Usman. Like I love that man. He's so fucking inspiring to me. He's such a badass. But he's not disrespectful in any way. He's not like he's an actual role model to people.
Family man,
still being a badass. He still reminds you, oh, I'm that dude.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. But
I'm a
I'll
problem.
take care of your kids if you need me to. He's just a cool dude. I love Kamaru Usman, and I don't want to see him lose the belt, but Jem said it verbatim. If there's anybody, especially for me, he's gonna lose it too. I would want it to be Masvidal, just because I know I'm a nut hugger for Masvidal. So
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing about Masvidal, the thing that makes you get attached to him as a fighter is the fact that you really see how deep his journey goes. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the same reason why we would want to see Tony Ferguson realize a championship. Like you feel like Tony Ferguson has put in the work and had this long ass journey to get to the mountain, and then just for him to fall off. Like imagine Masvidal falling off the mountain twice, like within the same year. Yes, you understand what I'm saying? Like, it would be honestly. I'm here for a trilogy. I'm here for all of it. I'm here for Kamaru winning. I'm here for a trilogy. I'm here for Jorge. So,
100%, man. I would love to see that trilogy, man.
That trilogy would be insane, bro. What? And that would be the first trilogy for Jorge.
Oh yeah,
the first.
Well, not many of these, like, Jorge's not a new age fighter, but none of these like more modern fighters really have trilogies under their belts. That's more of like old school thing.
Yeah, because even when you see the third fight between most fighters, they're like 100 years old. So, Charles Oliveira. We're gonna end off with that one.
Two Bronx.
Charles Oliveira versus what do you call that? Tyson,
Michael Chandler. What do you call that? Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler.
The Black History Month face. The face of Black History.
Yeah, how could I forget? That's actually a weird matchup to me. Like it's a weird matchup to me. Like I didn't even really know what to think. Like for one, I was thinking about like why isn't Poirier fighting for the title? Why is Chandler fighting for a title when he just beat a guy who came off a loss to Poirier? And then the matchup itself, like I don't really know how I see that going because what's his name is like Tyson Chandler kind of has like he's like a calculated juggernaut. But then you have Charles DuBronx, who these days is like a juggernaut in his own right. Like he doesn't mind moving forward the whole time. He's very loose. He's defensively sound. He's like a Tony Ferguson like 2.0. You know, he got the ridiculous jujitsu. So I mean, if I had to pick who I think is more likely to win that fight, I say Michael Chandler wins within like the first 2 rounds, just based on the explosiveness. But if he can't like hurt him within like the first 2 rounds, I feel like Oliveira has the advantage in every area, literally in every other area. So he'll submit him, like whatever. Submit him, knock him out, whatever. That's my prediction.
So I'll say this. So now what I'm saying, keep in mind, I'm a big fan of Oliveira, and I think that skill-wise, he's amazing everywhere. His ground game is scary. His wrestling is really good. His striking has become as scary as his jiu-jitsu.
At the top, yep.
So my prediction might go against most people's logic and most maybe a little bit common sense, but I think that Chandler is going to knock out Oliveira also from the first 2 rounds. But I think that Oliveira is the better fighter. I think that this fight isn't going to come down to necessarily skills, but to preparation and mindset. I think there's something to say about someone like Oliveira. I mean, someone like Chandler who just came to the organization. He's not really in a rush for anything. He's having a good time. He's just so loose and free and is happy where he's at. And Oliveira is also loose too, but there's pressure. Like, okay, finally, this is my chance for a shot. I think it's going to come down to mentality, and something is telling me that that might favor Chandler in some way. Like hey, whatever happens, happens. Sometimes that can help you in the fight.
And lest we forget,
like,
Michael Chandler is a multiple-time champion, so he's been there, done that. But go ahead.
Yeah.
So I feel like Jem just read my mind. Like he said exactly what I was almost identical what I was gonna say. Because we all know what Oliveira is capable of at this point. We all know. Like if we could say, I would tell you, I've been watching Michael Chandler forever, and I would say at this point in their career, their striking is very similar. They're both explosive. They're both stupid fast. Granted, Oliveira's gonna have the height and reach, like everybody does on Michael Chandler, which doesn't really make any difference at this point because Chandler understands how to fight taller people at this point. But on the ground, they're kind of polar opposites. But Michael Chandler's wrestling is better. Oliveira's jiu-jitsu is unmatched. Yep. But if you know the history of the sport, wrestling beats jiu-jitsu almost every single time. Wrestling beats damn near everything every single time. Wrestling is the Achilles heel of the sport. So, and going back to like, I mean, I know I've been rallying for Oliveira forever. But I have a feeling, as of right now, again, we're going to wait till we get to that point, but as of right now, I just feel like mentally nothing's going to stop Michael Chandler. Nothing. I don't think nothing and no one can stop that man right now. He's so solid, and he's like on an Usman kind of mentality right now. Yeah. He's unbreakable at right now. Like I don't see anybody even like, I don't see him fearing. I think he knows he's the champion already, honestly. I think he already beat the next 3 guys in his mind. Yeah. Keep it up. But he's so solid in his mindset. He's been there, done that, like we said. Once he gets that UFC gold strap around his head, his waist, I think it's just gonna be the rare occasion where it's gonna force more hunger. I think he's gonna be the type that he's gonna beat Oliveira. I don't know how he's gonna beat him, but I think he's gonna beat Oliveira, and I think he's gonna immediately ask for another fight. He's going to be on some Adesanya tip. He's going to be begging for a fight soon.
Now, here's the thing. Now that you mentioned that, it's the matchups ahead, in my opinion, are probably even more fascinating with Chandler winning. Why? Because of the mentality itself, the mentality alone. Can you imagine Tyson? Can you imagine Michael Chandler? I keep like crossing with basketball.
You keep calling Tyson.
Can you imagine Michael Chandler matchup, like his mindset matches up with Gaethje's, or his matchup matches up with Poirier? Like that's like both of those, like the idea of both of those is like overwhelming to even think about. Like those two dogs, like just like clashing heads. You know, I mean,
people who don't really readily know who these men are have no idea the time we're in.
Yep.
It's insane. There's titans amongst men right now in these divisions. And it's just like, if you're a fight fan and you're not watching MMA right now, I don't know, bro. The only thing you're looking forward to in boxing right now is Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, which I'm very much looking forward to. But it's like, bro, this is every Saturday, my man. Like, what in the undercard at boxing has you sitting here like, oh my God, I got to see that? Nothing. Nothing. No disrespect to those boxes, but nothing. Like, I'm excited for preliminary bouts every Saturday. This is crazy.
Early, like fights that are buried in the undercard.
It's nuts, bro. This is bugged out. But so I guess we're all in agreement, right? Chandler, Chandler's gonna win. I think Chandler wins by finish.
I think it's the first time we all agree.
First time ever
on a fight.
Can we make an honorable mention to Fury and Joshua?
Okay.
Can we?
I want to go further. I want to do an honorable mention to Fury and Joshua, and Rob Font and Cody Garbrandt.
Rob Font.
Yeah.
Garbrandt,
That's
yes.
interesting one too. Yeah.
Talk about a dog fight there,
bro. Those are two street dudes.
100%.
That's like the streets of Cleveland versus the streets of Rob Font is where Boston. Where's he? I know he's from the streets because he's just, you could just see he's a street dude.
Yeah.
So I love the idea of that, like two street dudes who have crazy hands.
Right, Boston,
just thinking about the stare down.
Oh my God, bro!
Just thinking about the stare down drives me crazy. Like, oh my God, because Cody don't back down to nobody. Font don't back down to nobody. They both gonna go in there like, I'm gonna fuck this dude up. Woo! That's gonna be crazy. And that's soon, right? That's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up pretty soon.
I think that's next month.
Yeah. I'm hyped for that one. That's another
hell yeah.
That's an underrated fight that's coming up.
Yeah. But Rob Font has been my boy for a long time, man. I'm rooting for him heavy. That's my guy right there. But either way, I think if Garbrandt wins, that's a lot of fun matchups for him moving forward.
I think it comes down to this in that matchup. So how well is Cody's chin gonna hold up?
Yeah.
Right. And then also is Rob Font gonna be able to overcome the speed of Cody's, like, countering ability and just head movement. Like Cody probably has like the best head movement in that division. So
we must remember though, not too long ago he had neck surgery, so we need to remember he's
that's just gonna be right there.
So that head movement might not be.
That's just gonna be right there for Rob Font to just fucking.
According to him, he's better than ever. They're always gonna say that. Obviously, we know that. But according to him, it has had no effect on him. He feels better than ever. He still has all his movement and shit like that. So hopefully, let's see what's up. That's a good call though, man.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
And you said Fury Joshua, right?
We're finally going to have a unified heavyweight champion, bro. In a long time, that hasn't.
When is that fight exactly?
They haven't announced it yet.
Okay.
They just announced that they did a 2-fight contract, so they're gonna fight twice.
Wow.
I thought when you said further, I thought you were gonna say Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz. That's another one that's another the big one I called. I don't even know if y'all remember. I called it. It a long time ago. I said Deontay Wilder needs to fight Andy Ruiz because he just lost to Fury. Andy Ruiz beat and then lost Anthony Joshua. It's the perfect number one contender fight. Not perfect.
Man,
he couldn't be more perfect.
That's a tough ass matchup for Wilder because
100%.
Because Ruiz is a dog. Like, and we saw how that fight works out. That type of fight works out for Wilder because Fury went forward. What's his name? I think Ruiz probably even has I think he might even be more durable than Tyson Fury. So, I mean, at least as durable, but he might be even more durable. He's for one, he's Mexican, and his head is like huge. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he has like sort of like a Tyson-esque kind of pressure to him.
Mhm.
So, man, that's gonna be a
That's
problem for
that's
Wilder.
that's the thing in boxing though, is that not a lot of people like to talk about the fact that short fighters have advantages, man. They have
There is
major
advantage.
advantages.
There is.
And Andy Ruiz is a counter puncher, a master counter puncher. We need to show this man some respect. I mean, he is a beautiful
power.
counter puncher with power. Like, you can't sleep on this man, bro. Granted, Deontay got that equalizer. We all know that.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it because I'm such a fan of him, even though his comments recently have been retarded. But it's just like he's got that one thing, you know. He kind of got exploited by Tyson Fury with, like, I mean, Tyson Fury just outclassed him everywhere, everywhere. And I'm not saying that Deontay Wilder can't go back on top. He certainly can, because he, even though it's just that one thing, he does know how to set up for that thing. He does know how to, like, open you up so he can bang you out with that right hand. So that's a hell of a scary matchup for him. But Joshua and Fury, and
great fight as well. Yeah,
that's like talk about Titans, 6'8" and 6'9". Talk about Titans, bro. I mean,
both technical.
All right, so fast. So quick predictions. Who do you have winning that fight? I have
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury winning that fight as well.
I got Tyson Fury and I got Ruiz for the other one.
As do I.
Interesting. I don't have Ruiz for that one. I have Wilder for that one. But
so, and the reason why I say Ruiz over Wilder, because what I'm noticing more and more is that Wilder has to get a certain amount of distance for him to unload that nasty right hand. Like he's not like an Ngannou where he just like hits you with like a really short shot and then puts you away. Like he has to get that distance so that he can like really like get that extension. He has to get that extension for him to like really like put you out. From what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I got Andy Ruiz. I have Andy Ruiz maybe stopping Deontay Wilder, honestly.
Oh, okay.
That's how much confidence. That's not like I don't have confidence in Wilder. That's how much confidence I have in Andy Ruiz. Okay. I have so much respect for that man. Like, he's such an incredible boxer. He really is. I mean, his counterpunching is fucking inspiring. It's incredible. Yeah. And that would be the Achilles heel of Deontay Wilder. As long as he can slip and move and use his low height to get in there, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The thing like with Fury and Joshua is, like you said, they're both technical, which is right. But Tyson Fury has a major speed advantage on Joshua. Major. Tyson Fury moves like a goddamn welterweight.
He does.
You know? And Joshua is just like a fast heavyweight. If I could make sense out of it. He's a fast heavyweight where Tyson Fury doesn't make sense how fast he is.
Tyson Fury got
and
the
jumps
matrix
around. Seriously. Yeah. And probably the highest IQ in heavyweight boxing. I won't say in boxing, I don't know, but
heavyweight boxing, I agree
easily
with that.
I mean, he knows how to break down a fighter. He knows how to break you down before the fight. Yeah. He's I mean, it's gonna be interesting because Anthony Joshua is such a cool dude, but he's also a street dude.
Yep.
If you don't know about Anthony Joshua's story, he's a street dude. He's a street fighter. So he don't back down to shit. He's a nice guy, but you get Anthony Fury's gonna get in his mind. Oh my God.
By the way, Tyson Fury's trash talk is super underrated. His trash talk might be like top 3 trash talk I've ever heard in my life. Like I say Connor, Tyson Fury, and Muhammad Ali. Like those are, to me, if you have those 3 trash talkers, like no one's gonna beat that. Like no one can beat like those 3. Like that's like the holy trinity of trash talk.
Agreed.
Yeah. Tyson Fury's trash talk is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's clever. It's clever as hell. It's like Spitfire. Like it's just like nonstop. He has the English accent, so it adds to it because it's like sophisticated at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's dirty. Absolutely. And it's sophisticated. Like
the difference maker, I'm glad you brought up those other two, is because when they talk, you believe them. Because we could make a mention that Chael Sonnen was one of the best trash talkers ever.
Yeah.
But you didn't believe a damn word he said. It was just hilarious.
It was good,
Right.
It was just great. These men, they mean what the fuck they're saying. Like, yo, Tyson Fury's the man, bro. Let's just put it that way. He's the man. He is going to be. He's already the lineal champion. He was the last unified heavyweight champion, so he's gonna be it again. And I don't know how much we're gonna have left of him out after that, but my worry is I don't know if like on social media, like he looked like he's having a lot of fun again, and the same type of fun that caused him into like mental instability. That's a tough thing to talk about, but I won't say I have complete faith in him. I just feel like he looked like he have a lot of fun on his social media. I'm just like, oh man.
I think Tyson Fury is the type of person who does those kind of things to promote the fight these days.
That's what I'm hoping.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was doing weird shit before the second Wilder fight. Like he was doing, you know what I'm saying? So, and then he came in and he looked like the Titan of all Titans. Like he came in. First of all, his walkout was one of the best walkouts I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. That was
like to come out like a king, and then actually do what he did. Like you can't.
To that song too, like to Crazy by what's her name? Oh man, I'm so sorry, lady. But that beautiful song, Crazy, was just like.
Is it Garland? No.
He's sitting on a throne, listening to an old golden oldie, just chilling there. Like, it's just incredible. Oh man, Joshua's gonna have a tough time in that.
Yeah,
come up to the fight. Because he's gonna have to clap back. He's not gonna be able to stay quiet. Not with a guy like the Gypsy King. Yeah, he's gonna have to say something.
Man, he's better off. He's better off just being mute. Because anything that he says, if he even takes a breath, like Tyson Fury is gonna have the best rebuttal. So in those situations, you may as well like just be as minimal as possible because you know because his countering his speech countering is just as good as his boxing countering. So may as well just be quiet.
Yeah. All right,
man. I miss heavyweight boxing. I'm so glad it's back to where it's at right now. Man. And there's another dude too. I can't remember if it's Olenek, if that was his last name. He's more of like a cruiserweight moving into heavyweight kind of deal. That dude is a problem, bro. He's gonna be a scary guy to fight for these cats because they're gonna have to fight him. I gotta get his name. I'm gonna get his name for you. I can't remember, but oh man. So we both got Fury and Ruiz by finish, both of them.
I don't even know as far as that goes, but I don't have. I have Wilder finishing.
Oh no, you got Wilder.
Finishing Andy. Yeah.
Late or early? What do you think?
Very early.
Ooh.
I don't think that Wilder's going to be able to finish. I think that with Andy, he's so good that you can't. The moment he gets started, he gets into a rhythm, and I don't think that Wilder's going to be able to keep up with that pacing. So he has to get him out there early. So I see him landing a heavy shot early on and catching him, maybe like catching him with overhands and just that's it.
Okay. See that?
All right, so there you have it. That's our picks for today. Stay tuned for the conversations in the near future.
Get ready for the heavyweight strap next week.
Yes.
Heavyweight strap. Will Africa do it again? We'll see. Stay tuned.
All right. All right. Peace out,
All right, my boys.